Made with love.
The faith of Job. Come and experience this intense and heartfelt biblical history. See the stunning story of Job brought to the stage. Immerse yourself with the experience of the man who lost everything: wealth, health, family, and his elite status.
Rise and shine to the morning light. Sister MJ brings the truth so bright. Health and nature in every sound. Feel the rhythm, let's get unbound. From a higher we get our power. Every herb, every healing flower. Sister MJ shows the way. Naturally living every day. Naturally you, naturally free, naturally living as God meant to be. Breathe the air that's fresh and pure. Nature's bounty is the cure. Sister MJ shows what's real in every word and every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every breath is harmony. Feel the beat and feel alive. With Sister MJ we thrive. Grains and fruits in every bite. Feel the energy, feel the light. Harmony in every part. Naturally you, with all your heart.
Dawn, my dawn. I love the song. Just gonna let it play. Welcome. Happy day 5 to you all. Sister Dawn, my darling, I do love you so much. Sister Arapika, shalom. And it's so good to be before you again. I hope you all had an amazing week, as I did. And it was my birthday on Saturday, on Sabbath, and very grateful, extremely grateful for the journey, the other trip around the sun, because so many things could have happened and it didn't. So I'm grateful. And also, it's the middle of the summer, it's the hottest month, I call it. So, Hot Child in the City was my song back in the day. BTT, Before the Truth, okay? And it's been a journey, one that I've never thought I'd be doing this for sure. I never thought I'd be around. I thought I'd be gone because my mom died at 35, and I thought I would be out of here by then because no one told us what cancer was. No one explained it. I thought it was hereditary. No one said it was because of the lifestyle we were living. So these are things that have impacted my journey to where we are now with Naturally You. And in the beginning, remember that? In the Bible, we have in the beginning, the first words, in the beginning. And in the beginning, they lied. They lied. Let me tell you how they lied. We were created on day 6 from the dust of the earth, right? And what colors the earth? Anybody, what colors the earth? What colors the dust of the earth? It's dark brown, black, red. I've never seen it white. But if we were created from the dust of the earth, it just makes sense when you read that book, when it talks about the man, and you hear about Jacob and Esau, and those the twins that were born, and Jake held on to Esau's heel, right? And one came out red all over, hairy and red all over, and the other one was just normal. Well, why was he normal? It's because he was black. Any artist out there, if you take a look at your colors, you are taking black and adding different colors to it to make other colors, correct? So therefore, it makes sense, but they don't want us to think. I guess what we need to say is naturally you, where we make thinking happen, because they don't want us to think in this world today. And if we go back and think about that, the dust of the earth, and the Most High is a literal God. He is specific. He means what he says, and he says what he means. And he said the dust of the earth. Look at the earth. Look at the earth. What color's the earth, right? So if we look at the earth, our man was created on day 6. And we are, I don't want to say we're celebrating the man, but we are recognizing the man because he's so important to our history. If you look at his story, it's his, and it's a story of him. And we want to look at him today and understand what lies have been told, what lies have been, I want to say, impregnated on our brain, because we've absorbed it all. And our skin is our largest organ. If it's touching your skin, you're absorbing it. And those words are powerful. It goes into our ears, and in these ears we have the eardrum. And what goes on in a drum? We get a beat, right? Yeah, we get a beat. So we listening to all of this stuff, and it's just beating it, it's pounding. They're pounding it in our head. Yeah, that our man is not this, he's not that, he's bad, he's not good, he's good for nothing. They're destroying our families. They're attacking the skin with the hair, and then the dyes that they put on the hair. Then we have the food, they're attacking us with the food and the work. It's so hard for a black man to keep a job and a steady job and rise in their sick system, that pyramid system. It's so hard. So Esau has been holding the man down, our man down, from the beginning of time. So they lied. They lied. They lied. The beginning was a lie. Therefore, today, what's being exposed? A bunch of lies. So we can't be alarmed that, oh my gosh, they lied to us, because that's all we know. We just didn't recognize it as a lie. We thought it was the truth. We literally thought it was the truth. And then they make it easier for us to absorb in our ears, where we've got that eardrum and that beat, right? They make it easy for us because they call it, oh, it's just a white lie. A white lie. A white lie? Are you kidding me? Therefore, we want to take a look at why our man is under attack, and the body of the male is under attack in such a way. If you take a look at, in the last 30 years, Okay. With all the technology we've been exposed to, we're still sicker than ever. Sicker than ever. Why? Our men are more likely to experience chronic health conditions earlier than women because of the different lifestyle, biological, and social factors. These may include, smoking, it was cool, alcohol, substance abuse. And notice the three I start off with. Those are an integral part of his story because they have made it where it's cool. They bring it in the neighborhood, our stores. There's the wine and spirits. Okay. Then there's the smoking with it's cool to smoke. And then they demonize the tobacco, which was before something that was very healing, but they turned it into something that would harm us. And what did we do? We took it in. We thought it was cool because, we're the trendsetters. And all they have to do is show us once, and we just take it and run with it. We recreate it. We recreate it. So, before the truth, we were all part of the Babylonians' ways, and we were led astray by all of the societal norms. Today, we're going to take a look at what all ails our men from the hip bone to the neck bone. I would stand up and show you my hip bones, but you already know what hips look like, right? There's so many issues that this may be a review, but we will end by summing it all up with a natural solution that is available for us in nature. We are naturally you. So remember, nature, it was here first. No matter what man does with his prescriptions and his pharmakia, nature was here first. If we all ate only what was in the Bible, which is our basic instruction before leaving Earth, how much healthier would we be? I thought long and hard on this and how to approach this segment, as so much is going on here. So let's dive in, and I hope that you have someone who you can share this information with. We have 4 segments. This week is the 3rd one, and next week we'll end with the neck and from the neck to the top of the head. Okay. So let's take a look at all of the diseases. There's so many, you guys. I was so surprised. There's so many. Our man is under attack in so many ways, but we're going to go through it. First, we are going to take a look at that cavity from the hip bone to the neck bone. And let's look at all of the things that it impacts. We have heart disease. We have stress. We have funguses, we have common cold, we have HIV/AIDS, which was man-made, mental health, there's the hernia, there's pneumonia, there is the prostate issues, there's erectile dysfunction, there's the athlete's foot toenail fungus. And you may say, well, why is she talking about that when we're talking about from the hip bone to the neck bone? Well, would you believe this is impacted by our gut? And that's what we're talking about today. Then we have constipation. We've already talked about the scoop and poop, but again, we're reiterating. All of these issues are plaguing our men. We have the epidemial hypertension, which is, affecting the heart, high blood pressure. We have irritable bowel syndrome, testicular torsions, liver disease. There's a thing called blue balls. There's depression, diabetes, cancer, the big C. We have anxiety, ulcers, stroke, blood in the urine, plantar fasciitis, that's very painful for men on their heels. We have male pattern baldness, there's muscle strain, there's dry skin, there's fatty liver disease, there's dental issues, high blood pressure, there's lung disease, infertility, hepatitis C. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And we have testosterone levels that are low and high. There's urinary issues. There's low libido. There is kidney disease. Did I say that already? There's gout. There's split urination. When the male goes to urinate, there's two streams. All of these are issues. And we want to be, and don't forget hemorrhoids. That's another thing as well. Then you have the foamy urine. All of these things are plaguing the male. And we want to make sure that we give them some kind of idea what it looks like on their body, as well as don't ignore the signs. Do something about it, because we want to be proactive and not reactive. When we're reactive, it could be too late and it could be detrimental to our health. And wouldn't the enemy, Satan, love that? Because his goal is to get rid of us, remove us from the planet, depopulation, right? That's a mouthful. Sister Nina Cook. Shalom, sis. Esteline, shalom. All right. And let me share with you all. Remember my orchid? Look at it. It bloomed. It bloomed. It bloomed. It bloomed. And look how beautiful the leaves are. Look at that. Nature's finest. Cinnamon. I made a cinnamon spray and now it's blooming like crazy. I'm just enjoying every minute of it. All right. So we want to just take a look then at these internal body organs. The humans, as which we are, Christ didn't say human, and Scripture doesn't say humans. Somebody created that word human beings. I would rather say we are the male, there's the male and the female. So we have 5 vital organs, and we are going to talk about the lungs, the kidneys, the heart, the small intestine, We also have the large intestine. We have the spleen, the liver, gallbladder, pancreas, the stomach. All of these have different issues that men experience. And I have to say, some of it may be hereditary when it comes to the heart and whatnot, but a lot of it is controlled by our lifestyle. And if our lifestyle is not on the side of healthy, and when we look at the word healthy, we see we have to heal thyself. It's up to us to heal ourselves. If we are not doing that, then we have issues that is going to show later on when we either in pain or going to the doctor or the white coats, or we in the hospital, or if we totally avoid it, we are having a surgery, or we are 6 feet under. And this is a serious issue for men, so we want to really consider this. So the kidneys are located behind the stomach. They filter the blood by removing the waste. They control the fluid balance and they maintain the level of electrolytes, right? Now, on top of the kidneys are the adrenals. The adrenals and the kidneys are what make up our high blood pressure. If we're not looking at those adrenals, supporting those adrenals, then we are going to have high blood pressure. And when we have high blood pressure, we need to stop and say, hey, what's going on here? What am I doing? And mind you, when you go to the doctor, and it's funny, we go to the doctor for our wellness visit. Why don't we go to the Most High for our wellness visit? We go to the doctor for the wellness visit, and it's a little bit skewed, okay? Because when they say you have high blood pressure, you may have high blood pressure, but what is the cause? Do they ask you what happened? Is something going on in your life? Are you stressed at work? Is there financial issues? All of these things need to be considered, because typically when they give you the numbers, it's from somebody who's Caucasian versus us. We have a propensity to handle stress better. I mean, look at our history. Look at the man's history. Slavery, being whipped, beaten, chained, shackles, and the heat of the sun, picking cotton, all of that, and still they were able to rise and survive through that. So the stress is real and it does kill, but we are able to manage it better. And when we have high blood pressure, don't go with just one reading. You need to have three. You take those three readings and you average it, and that's your blood pressure. And then we want to look at it because it's our blood, and the word it tells you right there what you need to do. It says blood pressure. Okay? Blood pressure. Look at your blood. The blood, cleanse the blood first, and it's pressure in the blood. What foods do you eat that may be red in nature that can help that pressure? What about beets? Organic, of course, because we know GMO is causing us ill. Those genetically modified organisms, they are injected into the cells of the plants. The seed is harming us. So we want to make sure it's organic at all costs. But something as simple as that will help bring that pressure down. All right. Then we look at our lungs. I want to focus on our lungs and why the lungs today so much? Because the EMFs, the electromagnetic field, and the chemtrails and the things in the air, what they're doing with the weather modification, it's an attack on our lungs. The 5G, 6G is attacking our lungs. And it's very important that we keep those pristine clean. We want to keep it clear. We don't want to be laying down to sleep flat on the mattress. You need to be at an angle, because when we're laying flat, it's easy for those lungs to fill up, and the next thing you know, you've got pneumonia. That is a healthy lung in that picture there. The pair of sponge-like organs used for breathing, you know, they remove the carbon dioxide from the blood and take in oxygen. So we need to have our plants that are there in nature for us to breathe in, and then we expel that carbon dioxide. It's important that we make sure we address this issue, especially today. And when I'm talking about the lungs, we have many, many things that help with the lungs that nature gave us, and we'll talk about that. A good healthy lifestyle with your vegetables, your fruits, quality meats, all happen to do with that. We have iodine, the minerals that we need because we came from the dust of the earth, and there's minerals there. That's our foundation. We want to make sure we address that. Shalom Pandora, Mary, and Beauty Beats. Also Alyssa, Shalom, Shalom. Yeah, so we want to make sure those lungs are clear. And there's years ago, I had a cold. It seemed I wasn't breathing right, and I said, no, 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 something's not good. And oregano oil is wonderful for cleansing the bronchioles. So there's a company called they have Oregobiotic. What is that? It's P73. Beauty Beats. What's the name of it that I'm thinking of? The Origobiotic. It's Origobiotic. And I was taking Origobiotics. Now, when you get a bottle of like something like that or oregano, right? We we take a two or three. That's not going to do it. We need to let the body know there's a new sheriff in town. So I took like five or six. It just opened my lungs up and the stuff just kept coming out. It was green at first, so I knew there was infection. And then it became deep, 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 deep yellow, and it just kept on and on. I finished like two bottles before I was cleaned out. North American Herb and Spice. Shout the water, Beauty Beats. North American Herb and Spice. And that oregano is so powerful. It's one of the strongest. It's what I call a superfood. And that helps cleanse the lungs because those tissues, those folds in there, we really need to make sure they're cleaned out. There's also uh, there's uh, I'm thinking. There are several other things you can take for the lungs. We have what do I have here? Slippery elm. We have milk thistle. There is mullein, very good for pulling the junk out of the lungs. And you just need to make sure you focus on that. And don't forget iodine, because iodine allows the body to be oxygenated. And you need to make sure you have iodine going on daily. You can start off with your drops, but I'm doing dropperfuls because I want to make sure I'm cleansing my lungs. Yes, there's lobelia. There's also mullein, NAC. We're going to talk about NAC because that's some serious stuff. I live on that stuff. And of course, sage is excellent as well. But the beautiful thing is the Most High didn't give us one thing, He gave us several things. So make sure you look into these items. Then we want to look at our heart. The heart is, whew, it pumps the blood, as you know, and then we have the lymphatic that doesn't, the lymph fluid that doesn't have the heart to pump, that we need the exercise to make us move and help the lymph fluid flow. But in the lungs, in the heart, excuse me, we have the vena cava, which carries the blood to the heart from the other areas of the body. And as you know, last week we looked at the vessels in the legs and the feet and everything, and that's running through the whole body. Notice in your diagram there, you have the blue and the red vessels, right? The one is carrying and the one is taking it away. So that's pumping all day long. As long as there's breath in you, it's moving. It's moving. All right. Then we have the liver. Oh my gosh, the liver is the most used organ. Everything you put in your mouth, yeah, everything you put in your mouth goes through that liver. And it is the most used organ and abused organ. We have many diseases around that organ. And I'm going to move to the liver now because the liver and gallbladder, I want to make sure I am covering and giving enough time for this whole digestive area. We want to include the small intestine, large intestine, liver, gallbladder, the pancreas, the stomach, and the spleen. All of this because it's without one or the other, we have serious issues in our body. Okay? Now, the spleen makes antibodies. It also filters the blood. How many of you ever think about cleansing your spleen? It stores the red blood cells and destroys the old blood cells. A lot of people don't even consider the spleen. And that is on that left side right there behind you. I typically take my right hand and hug the back of my lower ribs and pull that around, because sometimes we get stuff stuck there. Because this picture, the diagram you're looking at, is a healthy digestive system. Many of our systems are not healthy. Many of them are not healthy at all. And when they're not healthy, guess what happens? It's a word that has like 7 to 9 letters, and it begins with I. Can anybody guess? What happens to those organs when they're not looking nice and pretty like the diagram? Okay, nobody guessed it. It's inflamed. We have inflammation. And inflammation makes us have that bigger belly. It makes us have many issues. The inflammation causes the pain, the fatty liver, the pancreas not working like it should, the gallbladder. Every organ is inflamed. So it behooves us to bring that inflammation down. And in order to bring that inflammation level down, we need to be eating the right foods and the right vegetables and taking the time for self care. Self care is health care. Now, the liver, again, is the most used organ. It's the largest gland in the body, responsible for such functions as protein synthesis, and it detoxifies chemicals. When healthy, it is a reddish brown color with a rubbery texture, right? The fatty liver, though, begins to become damaged from excess alcohol intake. It begins to take on a yellowish tone and it becomes greasy, but it's reversible. So let's take a look at the cycles of the liver, what a fatty liver looks like. We have the fatty liver, again. It has there's 4 pictures I want you to see, because men do not think about this. We just think, oh, we have a little pain on the right, and then we ignore it, it goes away. And the body adapts, because when we don't listen to it, remember the ears has that drum beat going in that beat. We don't listen. But look at the types of fatty liver. The non-alcoholic fatty liver, and then we have the alcoholic fatty liver disease. 2 things, and both are very real. You don't have to be an alcoholic to have fatty liver disease. It's called trans fats. It's bad foods. It's processed, highly processed foods. It's high fructose corn syrup. It's called not reading your labels, because we are at war. And the war is very, very real. Very, very real. We have I say this word, cirrhotic liver, which leads to severe scarring due to the long-term damage from alcohol, which gives it that bumpy look if you look at cirrhosis of the liver. And it gives scar tissue, which causes the liver to fail. And there are 4 ways that we can begin to heal a fatty liver, though. First of all, we need to lower our inflammation levels, lose some weight, stop ultra processed and fried foods. And when I say fried foods, it's the bad oils. If you fry it in the right oil, it's not so bad, but we are using the wrong oils. Shalom, Allison. How are you, sis? Avoid alcohol. The Bible talks about wine, but I heard about spirits, but it's not good drinking spirits, it's demonic spirits. But we tend to think, oh, we should be drinking this alcohol, these spirits, and what they're doing, it's destroying our body, but not only our body, but also our mental. It's given us a lot of these health issues. So we want to avoid the spirits. The wine we can drink in moderation. These are the foods, fatty liver, we need to eat. Please take a snapshot of this picture here and print it out, put it on the inside your cabinet, take a look at it before you go grocery shopping. Foods to avoid needs to really be a focus for us because we're not going to get any healthier because it's against us. The whole system is against us. So why do we think it's going to get better? Only way it's going to get better if we, the head of the state, we are the head of the state. If we make the change, then it's going to get better. Society is not going to trust me when I tell you that. It's not going to help us. Now, you can cleanse the liver with these fruits and vegetables. The top fruits: grapes, apples, lemons, limes, avocado, vegetables: beets, carrots, broccoli, arugula, cabbage, cauliflower, spinach, garlic, turmeric. You can use walnuts, green tea, all of that working to cleanse the liver. Those are foods. We've got dandelion root. We've got uh, um, that purple herb that also helps with the detoxin. Milk thistle, that also helps detoxing the liver. All of these things need to be used, and you can use fenugreek, thyme, turmeric, cayenne pepper. All of this is important because our men need to neutralize those toxins in their liver and improve your cellular health. There's a wonderful supplement I love called NAC. NAC is NAC, that's the term, but it's N-acetyl L-cysteine. That supports the production of glutathione, which is the liver's most important detox compound. It not only neutralizes it, but it repairs the liver cells. It's a strong antioxidant, but protects respiratory lungs, and it reduces the inflammation. And I don't know about y'all, but my cells love it. I take 4 in the morning, 4 at night. I'm bringing up mucus all day, but my body is not inflamed. It is not inflamed. It does so much more. And that goes hand in hand, though, with selenium. And ladies, for those of you who want to get rid of the gray in your hair, if you take NAC and selenium, they go hand in hand, and you can watch your hair turn back to its original color. Don't take my word for it, but you can call me or text me later and thank me. Do it for 6 months and watch the difference. Take a before picture, take a after picture, and let me know what you think. Because selenium, it boosts the glutathione levels, which protects your liver from oxidative stress or damage. And the more everything starts to connect the dots and everything, stress is it is such a killer. And they tell us that, but we just laugh about it. Oh, it's just stress. We get pain down the arm, and it's just stress, but then we get a stroke or a heart attack, right? But yes, the selenium and the NAC go together hand in hand, and the selenium helps balance the thyroid hormones that speeds up the healing of the body. So please take a look at that. All right. We also have the cardiovascular disease, which is the number one cause of death among men, which includes the stroke and the heart attacks. And we have already talked about the high blood pressure, the adrenals and the kidneys, the two main parts that affect high blood pressure. So if you have a male in your life that has pain around the heart, uh, is experiencing stress, heavy stress at work or life, however that is, on this heart, put some iodine at night and then use our naturally used oil of the year, castor oil, hexane free. Rub that on top of the heart. Add the hexane, excuse me, the castor oil, the lin the linpo the linole the I am tongue tied tonight. This goes deep within the levels of the skin, and it will start relaxing the muscles and the heart that's tightening up and causing that pressure. So please, the linoleic acid in here will help relax the heart. So everybody needs this in their self-care cabinet. Everyone. It is nature's best. Then we also have the diabetes. It's often undiagnosed until complications arise. It leads to nerve damage, kidney failure. Are you making the connection? You start off with the high blood pressure, and we don't listen to the body. And the body says, oh, I'm going to go attack the thyroid now. And we don't listen to the thyroid. And then we have the diabetes start happening. We have the kidney failing because we didn't listen to it when we had the high blood pressure. And then there's a vision loss. And then there's amputation. All of this diabetes. This is something that needs to be taken very seriously. There's type 1 and type 2. Both of them are curable. The Most High made our body to last forever. We were made to live forever, life eternal. So for us to say that, and they will tell you you can't be healed, but I'm not a believer in that. I believe in the healing that the Most High gave us. Then we also have prostate cancer. And the prostate, it affects 1 in 8 men. That's what they say, but I see it's more on the rise now. And you can find early detection through your PSA test. And they do have a lot of prostate issues. It's something so simple for men. Under the scrotum, which is the men's sac, right? There's a it's a line. It's a tight rope that separates the sacs, right? And that needs to be massaged. For the man to get a massage there, they need to sit down and urinate. Just that sitting down motion will have that area massaged, and the prostate will not have the prostate issues men have. The doctors will not tell you this. And men are taught from a young age, as young boys, they're told, oh, put the Cheerios in the toilet and you aim and pee hit that Cheerio in the middle of it. But what they need to do is literally sit down. I get it. We don't want to sit down when it's not home, but when you're home, please, men, sit down and urinate. And if the bathroom isn't clean, if the toilet's not clean, clean it first, but sit down, because we don't want those issues. Now, there's also testicular cancers. Again, it's treatable if it's caught early. If you're having issues, if you're feeling a cyst in the sac, address it. Iodine gets rid of cysts. So make the connection. Iodine is needed for every cell in your body. And we have not millions, not billions, we have trillions of cells in our body. Then we have colon cancer, which is rising in men under 50. They tell you should take a screening of that. But something as simple as having eating chia seed or flax seed in your water, or cooking, you can have chia pudding, or you can use it to thicken up your sauces, or in a soup you can put the chia seed because it's gelatinous, but that has two fibers in it that will keep polyps or cysts out of the whole entire digestive tract. Again, we need to know this so that we can do it, right? Then we've got liver disease. We talked about that. There's hepatitis C and the liver cancer, but most of those are linked to alcohol. And again, I'm talking about the scripture says wine, and then there's spirits. We want to stay on the side of the wine. We have a healthy liver, we have the fatty liver, they have the hepatic fibrosis liver, and that's where you see it starting to become to where it becomes liver cancer. It's stages. It has stages that you're going through. It didn't happen overnight, but again, the main victim here, or the main issue, is inflammation, and we want to get rid of that. Then, because the body then becomes in the state, right? Our emotions are held in the liver. The liver holds a lot of emotion and mental health. So, do you see why mental health is an issue now? We've got the alcohol, we've got the fatty liver, we have all the processed foods causing the inflammation. It's affecting our mental and emotional health. And, depression, suicide, it's a real issue. It's often undiagnosed, but the suicide rate is 4 times higher in men than women. The stress, the anxiety, all contribute to it. And also, don't forget substance abuse. Many turn to drugs. And they bring the drugs into our community. It's not like as if we were just grew up with drugs. No, the powers that be brought it into our community, and they made it like a thing. They had the thug videos, those music videos you see on everything, and the alcohol. You see the spirits in the wine shops, and then you have the little convenience store where they will sell you some beer, or you know. There's just so much. Oh, it's just a can of beer, Budweiser, or another, a malt liquor, a Colt 45. I'm dating myself. I don't even know if they sell that anymore. Anyway, all these things add to it. But and then what happens, though? Our lifestyle is alcohol becomes alcohol related. We have obesity, and we have sexually transmitted infections. There's a higher prevalence in men because they don't get regular screenings, but they're not committed to one person. Society today shows us, oh, promiscuity, lottie dottie, and everybody, whoever you want. Scripture talks about fornication, adultery, and we were made for, every woman's organs were made for one man, and a man's for one woman. But we have embellished it to create it to whatever we want. What was it, Alex Crowley? He says, and anything you do what you want, do what thou willest. And so society has taught us that because we do what's trending, right? And it's caused us to have a case, and it's a bad case. And ED, erectile dysfunction, is a sign of underlying cardiovascular issues, the heart again. Something about ED I was reading up on, zinc. Zinc, for those that have ED issues, zinc is a powerful healer. Take a look at that, man. If you see, because as you age, your boom goes, it goes from up to, so we want to make sure we keep it up so that you don't feel you having emotional issues about how you relate and imagining what your wife is thinking, or all these things. It's we are who we are. These things go through our mind, but we know that there are issues that the Most High gave us natural products that we can use. um Hishu Wu is great for erectile dysfunction. Mucuna pruriens is good for erectile dysfunction. All right, now we have so many more. I'm running out of time, but I'm going to keep going because this has to be said. It has to be said. Poor diet choices of refined carbs, sugary drinks, trans fats. How many men you know that just love to have those every day? Ultra processed foods, they spike our insulin and promote fat storage. You ever heard of fat? Hmm. Yeah, I know it very well, especially around my belly. But this causes a lot of hormonal imbalances, which gives us high cortisol, which is a stress hormone. And then we get insulin resistance, which is a major driver for our belly fat, right? And we want to talk about low testosterone or thyroid issues, which can help slow our metabolism. In men, that's a big thing. And I was surprised at all the things that cause low testosterone levels. Also, lack of physical activity. We've got to keep moving. We were born to move. The Most High didn't give us feet for nothing. Again, sleep is also important. Poor sleep, it disrupts our hunger hormones. Shalom, Amya. Sister Kim, shalom. And then also, it increases cravings and fat storage. So that sleep deprivation, we need at least 8 hours. Not everybody needs 8 hours. I remember when I was on a raw diet, I required 4 to 5 hours because I had mad energy. If you're on that lifestyle, great. If you're vegan and you have more energy, you don't need as much, but you know what you need. Do not deprive yourself of sleep, because you can eat as good as you want to, but if you're not sleeping, it's not going to matter. You're wasting all the energy in eating good because your body is not absorbing it. It's not about exactly what we eat, it's more about what we absorb. That absorption is key to the healing and the strength of our body. Now, the best ways to reduce belly fat would be to eat more soluble fiber, legumes, flaxseed, chia seed, steel oats. Cut out those refined carbs and sugars, which lowers our insulin and our fat storage. Increase our protein, which boosts our metabolism and reduces our appetite. When you eat healthy and not processed, ultra processed, you're not hungry. You're full, you're satiated, so you don't need to snack. When you see somebody snacking all the time, they're always hungry, they're not eating quality food. And they need to think about that. Limit your alcohol because that helps with that belly fat gain. And also, 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I always talk about the grounding sheet that helps pull the inflammation out, because we're in a time where it's up to us to learn what we need to bring together to make it work for us based on the lifestyle or the environment that we're in. If you're in the country, you have that nice clean air, and the window open cracked at night, you breathe in nicely and you sleep in good quality sleep. If you're in the city and you hear a lot of noise, the sirens, the lights and everything, you're not sleeping good. So those are things that we need to take a minute and manage your stress. Maybe turn on a Bible app, let the Bible read to you. I take my grounding sheet wherever I go. When I go out of town, I take it with me. or the pillowcase at least, you know. You've got to do that because we are in a state where if we've got to move everything with us because we never know if we're going to be able to go back sometimes. I'm just saying. Okay, so let's go back to the male testosterone because I want to talk about the reproductive because it's important to a man. It's important to his psyche. It's important to his mental health. And testosterone is the primary male sex hormone. It's a powerful chemical messenger that plays a central role in shaping the male physical and emotional health. Okay? It produces mainly in the testicles and with smaller amounts from the adrenal glands, which remember I talked about stress and the blood pressure and how the adrenals and that kidney work together for that blood pressure. I hope you're connecting the dots. It influences everything from the muscle mass to their mood. Uh, it helps develop their deep voice, their male characteristics, their facial body hair, and increase muscle mass during puberty. It also supports their sexual health. It boosts their libido, their sperm production, and erectile function. Now, the sperm production, coconut water is excellent, excellent to help with that sperm production. And I know many babies who are here because of drinking coconut water. I'm not talking in the tin can, I'm talking fresh coconut or coconut water in the soft pouch, preferably just one ingredient, coconut water. It also helps, testosterone helps maintain the density in men, and it helps prevent osteoporosis, which is that bone disease. It also regulates fat distribution. It keeps your visceral fat in check. So when I say visceral, when you look at the pictures of the body and you see the body, everything is nice and healthy and all the muscles nice and tight, that is that visceral. Over the muscle, all the muscles, that visceral fat is there, but it's not a lot of fat. It's nice and flat. It's not inflamed. Okay? It also influences mood and energy. Low levels can lead to fatigue, depression, and irritability. It supports the red blood cell production, which is vital for oxygen transport. Remember, I mentioned about iodine, how important that is to oxygenate in our blood. Men lose testosterone naturally when it declines as they age. But again, those factors I just mentioned uh, impacts it as well. Now, there are medical conditions, obesity, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, chronic illnesses, testicular injury or infection. Uh, those are issues that men face as well. Cancer treatments. And, you know, we've talked about the what we can do to heal the body. We've come across the word pathogen, what that means, and its effect on our bodies because I mean the powers that be, these are lab created diseases that impact us, the viruses, the bacteria, the fungus, and the parasites. And we know that most everything is a parasite, right? And, ooh, Omnia, you mentioned in the Philippines the pink coconut water. The pink coconut water, I make kefir a lot, coconut kefir, and we use the coconut and we use the jelly, the young jelly. And the pink may not be as bad, but when it's looking kind of purplish, I don't use that. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now let's go back. So Where was I? I was talking about, oh, where was I? You're welcome. Okay, so lifestyle. Let's look at lifestyle factors. I was talking about the coconut, And coconut is when during the war, when they ran out of blood, they used coconut water for blood transfusion. So it's the closest thing. Okay, men, if you have low testosterone or sperm levels, coconut water. And I think it's an anti-aging food as well, because if you look at the rings around the tree, that's how old each ring is, a year. So by the age, you know how old it is, and therefore it's still bearing. So it's going to let those little spermies swim away. It's like a marathon. It works. All right, so now let's look at male infertility. The number one cause is considered to be low sperm production or poor sperm quality. But more specifically, the most common reversible medical cause is varicocele, varicocele, and that is an enlargement of the veins within the scrotum. And the scrotum sac is two sacs, one on each side that the man has. The veins in there are enlarged. Okay. Now, what happens when it's enlarged like that? It disrupts the blood flow and raises the temperature in the testicles. This can impair the sperm production, the motility, and the quality of the sperm. Now, I talk about autophagy. I believe in the male there is such a thing as bad sperm. And just like the cells, when our cells in the body are damaged or toxic, autophagy, if you do autophagy for 3 days, that's when you're drinking just water or you just fasting for 3 days. It takes all of the dead, the impaired, the ones that are meh, all of those, and it flushes it out of your system. That may be a good thing to do if you are trying to get your levels up. Okay? And it's found in up to 40% of infertile men, especially those with primary infertility. And society today, they have IVF, in vitro fertilization for pregnancy and all that. I would not want to do that, especially since COVID and the mRNA virus shots, whatever you want to call it, because you don't know what you're getting. So I would rather work with what I have on me, that the Most High gave me, and use it that way. Um, Also, other causes for infertility is hormonal imbalances, which is pituitary dysfunction. And next week we'll talk about the pituitary and how vital it is, because the pituitary, the hypothalamus, and the pineal gland all sends signals, messengers. They messengers throughout the body, and everything works in synchronicity. I hope I said that right. So we want to make sure there's no blockages in the reproductive tract. The man is the vas deferens, and we showed in that picture, we have the picture of the male's reproductive organs. All of that needs to be clear. I'm sure there's a test that men can go take. Women get or should get ready for pregnancy. I think men, when they're young, should get themselves checked out as well and make sure they're ready for pregnancy, because it takes two, not one. It takes two. I'm not Adam and Steve. It's Adam and Eve. Okay. Now, there's also infections that can happen because of society and what they give us with the pathogens, mumps, or, we've got all these viruses out there now that can cause issues. But we need to make sure that the blood flow, the main thing I feel for a man as far as his reproductive, is circulation, and keeping that pathway clean and clear, so that blood drains from the penis and the perineum into the veins properly. Okay. Then we also have what I call from the Most High. He gives us herbs that work for us, right? One thing, and I many of you may know Dr. Brian Artis. He was instrumental in the when COVID came out and trying to find the remedies and whatnot. And he was the one that said it was in the water. It was in the water. But he has recently he has come out with a presentation, a PowerPoint on the history of tobacco, and that is the other N word, which is not the one they call us, but it's nicotine and the power of nicotine, and it is a panacea. Now, what is a panacea, you might ask? Well, a panacea, according to Webster, is a cure-all. It is a cure-all. And come to find out that nicotine is a cure-all for a whole plethora of these issues that don't just plague the male, but also the female. It's a remedy for all ills or difficulties, a cure-all. How many of you knew that? So this panacea with the tobacco is stirring up quite a issue in Washington with the lobbyists. They have come together and they are trying to ban anyone from growing, selling tobacco. Why? Well, Dr. Artis did a study, and the name of the PowerPoint is Why Big Pharma Wants to Ban Tobacco Nicotine Products. And you can go to the drartisshow.com and you can watch that for yourself. What was so amazing, you guys? I had to be very careful because it's nicotine, it's tobacco, and we know we don't dwell with cigarette smoking and all that, but I dwell with the Most High, and tobacco was here. So I started digging, and I found this book. It's called The General History of the Tobacco Plant, and found some interesting stuff, because the history of the medicinal use of tobacco dates back to 1492 to 1860. Gray Stewart, and you can go and download this, read this whole thing. But what's so interesting here, and I'm going to read this for you. Okay. Shalom, Sister Dawn. You can catch this tomorrow or another day, because it's important. Okay. Tobacco is an American plant. The Indians haven't presented it to the rest of the world, and we know the Indians were here first. According to Webster, tobacco is America's most famous plant. Tobacco is probably the only plant which was ever used as a panacea of panaceas. Tobacco is now and has been throughout history an important product of the state of Maryland. Tobacco was considered to have been one of the God sent remedies. Tobacco is a subject for controversy at present over the use of the cigarettes for pleasure. So, in this study, I dug into this book and I saw where King James, yes, our King James, he was saying, oh no, because they were using the tobacco to smoke it. He was saying, no, it's no good. You can't use it. It's not good for us. And it got a stain on it. But if you go and dig deeper, it goes in and tells us about how the indigenous used it, and it laid the foundation for tobacco use medicinally. Native Americans laid the foundation for its adoption in Europe. Yes, Christopher Columbus and all of them came over and they took it back, and then they used it against us. They took what was meant for good and turned it into evil, and then uh, put it in our neighborhoods. And with marketing, they showed it as something that was cool, and we got addicted to it. Many people got addicted to it. So I wanted to let you all understand that it says here King James the Sixth and the First, 1566 to 1625, of Edinburgh, and it said a reprint of edition published at London in 1604. He said the tobacco controversy became so heated that even the king became involved. James denied that this vile custom had any medicinal value whatsoever. By using logic and the medical knowledge of his time, King James challenged many of the claims that were being made. The filthy smoke, he wrote, makes a kitchen also oftentimes in the inward parts of men, soiling and infecting them. And I mean, I see what he's saying here because it was used for smoking. But when we take a look at it in the right context, as we are looking at it here, if you look on the screen, we're looking at it as how Dr. Artis showed. They went before the lobbyists because the lobbyists in Washington they're writing a bill now. They spend millions of dollars to influence the state and the municipal government. Okay? And there is that lobbying act that is being written now, but it's not supposed to take place until I think 2029. So there is some time, but in the meantime, there are companies out there that are showing that they have nicotine patches, and many people who had COVID, or long COVID as they called it, they used the nicotine patch and it helped them. They recovered much, much faster. And I want to take a look at some more of the information that Dr. Artis shared. And again, it's a patch. And there are patches out here. One of them that he mentioned is Tolevita, Tolevita. And it's a balancing that they use. It's a transparent patch that you put on your skin. He says to put it between the shoulder blades, or you can put it on the arm here, and it's subdermal, and it's just little patches. Let me show you. You can use. You can barely see it. But however, and I do have a link that you can go look at it. This one is weight support for slim balance, body balance. And it has items, it has Garcinia cambogia extract. and other items in it as well that we know, vitamin C, or other natural items that we use. But I say this to say, and I wanted to bring it to awareness because uh, yes, Esau is cunning. This has vitamin B complex, and it supports our metabolism. It enhances our energy levels, promotes balanced wellness throughout the day. There's one for energy. There's some for the face, for collagen. There's some for the forehead. There's some for acne. All of it. There's creatine, and all of this, but what I'm saying is a panacea, and I want you to focus on that. Now, I'm still looking into it because, Esau, or they always try to slip something in, and I want to make sure I am presenting to you items that are true, that are realistic, realistically and good for us, and not give you bad information. That is never my goal. I believe the Most High gave us many things, as I said, to help us. And I believe that our bodies are under attack and we need to get some solutions. If we take a look at this whole picture, yes, nicotine is the other N word, but it's a panacea. How can you use that for your good in all righteousness? And if this is a one way that we can use it, I don't know if you have land to grow it and sell it. That's a way to have another stream of income. Do your due diligence, vet it, and see if that's something that works for you. But let's look at all the things that it's impacting, because the these illnesses, the cancers and all of it, it's helping. It's healing them, and they don't want you to know. There are people being banned on TikTok, Facebook, because they're talking about the nicotine, and they want to keep it hush hush, because they say, you put it in a book, we won't read, we won't know about it. But another thing that I found, that even though we have nicotine in all of the studies, the research I've been doing, the gut, that whole area that we're talking about today, that whole gut area. And we talked about supergut. I want to see if I can get Dr. William Davis on the show to discuss the importance of this, because I think we're not taking this serious enough. There is SIBO and SIFO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and also the small and small and the SIFO, small intestine fungal overgrowth, both of them bacteria and overgrowths that are killing us. And it's causing us to be sicker. Yes, we may have some of these issues. Yes, we may have inflammation, but it's making it so much worse. And our lifestyle, the foods we eat and that we're putting in our mouths, are making it even worse. So we need to strengthen our intestinal barrier. We've got to do it, because if we ignore it, what happens? According to Dr. Davis, uh, it's simply, people say it's simply too much. I'll live with it. And that's what our men do. They say, oh, I'll just live with it. Oh, I have to die of something. But we want the man healthy. We want him strong. We want him to protect us. Okay? It says, uh, SIBO and SIFO over time lead to higher risk for type 2 diabetes, obesity, fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome, also ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, celiac disease, autoimmune diseases and conditions, depression, anxiety, fatty liver, diverticulitis, uh, diverticular disease, colorectal cancer. Do I need to go on? All of this gut related. So if we get rid of the parasites, heal the gut, do it simultaneously, and then using the nicotine, we can get our body in a stronger, healthier state. And that's what we want for not just our men, but also for our women. So please, if you have this, take a look at it. It's 4 weeks. 4 weeks. I mean, to get a change, a instrumental change in the gut microbiome is going to go a long way to heal us. Inflammation is killing us. And I know I heard the music. I need to wrap it up, and I will. But please, 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 there's so many other issues here, but like that gut, the pancreas, the spleen, the liver, the intestine, large and small, that is 30 feet of intestines that we've got to keep clean. We've got to get the inflammation out. We have to think more of our body as this is not my body, it's a vessel for Christ, and we need to get it in order. So let's do what we can. Love the skin that we're in because it's important. And I want to show that link for Tolovita. You can go take a look at all that they're offering, and please give me feedback if you find out anything negative or not. Uh, Amnya, you said you eat a lot, but you don't gain weight. It could be the parasites are eating what you should be gaining. And then also eat cooking mustard oil. Mustard oil gives you hungry, keeps you makes you want to eat, and that will help you. And then there's also sarcopenia, which if you do the yogurt, the L-Reuteri that he mentions in here, that will help you as well. And this really reshapes your whole body, the muscles. It lets your muscle, reshapes your muscles and makes you healthier. You may gain weight initially, but it's reshaping your body, and we need that. Many of us are we've just let ourselves go. We have just we figured, I'm alive, but it's so much more than that. The Most High has so much more for us. So I pray that you all will take this information and use it as you will, and just create a better, healthier lifestyle, because we are worth it. I believe we are worth it. I try every day to drink the best water, eat the best meat, eat the best foods, take the best supplements, and just keep a healthy mindset. Because at the end of the day, it's a kingdom we're fighting for. And Jake didn't hold on to Esau's heel for nothing. There was a promise that came with it. And I don't know about you, but I know I'm waiting to receive it. So keep the faith, and we'll see you next week, where we'll talk from the neck up. All right? Shalom, my lovelies. Peace, blessings to you all. Have a great Shabbat. And until next time, much love. Heart to heart. Shalom. Hi, Jan.
Rise and shine to the morning light. Sister MJ brings the truth so bright.
And my girl.
Health and nature in every sound. Feel the rhythm, let's get unbound. From a higher we get our power. Every herb, every healing flower. Sister MJ shows the way. Naturally living every day. Naturally you, naturally free, naturally living as God meant to be. Breathe the air, Nature's bounty is the cure.